Hello and welcome to Coffee with Kirti again. It's been awesome that we're doing a lot of interviews on Coffee with Kirti, and today with us we have somebody, a very unconventional guy. He dropped out of his funded PhD, and at the same time he's very passionate about education. It's a rare mix, and he's basically a researcher turned entrepreneur. He wants to help a lot of students who are looking at mostly studying abroad. So his name is Nikhil Jain, and he's the co-founder of foreignadmits.com. Nikhil, welcome to Coffee with Kirti. How are you doing today?
Hi, Katie. I'm great. It's really good to be out here, and yeah, lockdown is kind of a very new situation for everyone else,
I know,
of us right now.
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
it's been a new experience, I would say.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Nikhil, straight away diving into the questions, I want to know, this is something a lot of people think about, going abroad and studying and all of that. And you're somebody who actually dropped out of your, foreign study. You were studying in Australia, you were doing your PhD, you dropped out of that, you wanted to solve a problem, mostly the career counseling thing, and and I'm sure we will talk about it, how students are really confused about what they want to do and all of that. But before that, I want to understand the journey and how, what inspired you to come back to India. What how did this idea come to you that foreign admit should be started, and behind the background to it, what was that itch that you had, you want to really wanted to solve that problem, the journey.
Yeah. To talk a little bit about my background because that's gonna be more relatable to why foreign admits exist. Uh, I come from a very humble background from Kolkata, born and brought up there. Since class 10 till my PhD, I was a scholarship student. So I really had to work my way through to fund my education. And as we say, survival, need is the mother of invention. So I kind of always find out certain scholarships and get through. But then during this point of time, when I got through IIT, then I got into IIT BHU doing my bachelor's there. So the first point was lack of guidance, that I got into a field which I really have no idea about. 5 years I was studying that field, but there was a fighting spirit in me, so I kind of paved my own way from mining to petroleum, which
Okay.
kind of was my earlier interest.
Okay.
So I used to do a lot of internships in different other IITs and try to learn there much, and then come back here and do other things for my survivability. So that's where I got in touch with a lot of amazing people, HODs of different departments and different professors of other universities. So I kind of feel that those kinds of guidance really helped me to make my further career decisions in a conscious manner. So
Mhm.
when I was opting for my PhD, I had more than 26 job offers in my hand. So I was
Wow.
like in no dearth of jobs. Luckily, it was all due to the hard work that I did in the 5 years of my academic, colleges. I did more than 20 internships in social media, online, whatever I found interesting. I kind of did it, and that was something that I understood that maybe if I would have channelized my energy into one particular thing, I would have been far better in that very thing. So I got a
Mhm.
versatile experience, but then the depth was somewhere missing. And that is where I met one of the mentor, at a different IIT. He guided me about the research aspects. One of my cousin who was a very achieved person in our family, presidential awardee, prime minister
Oh,
awardee.
wow.
So someone that we also look up to. So those were the two really important guys that kind of paved my career pathway. You know, so while I was starting my PhD from IIT Bombay, it was a joint PhD between
Mhm.
IIT Bombay and Monash University. I used to interact with a lot of other masters and PhD students. Okay,
Okay.
the kind of background I come from, I was very sure of why I wanted to do PhD, and that's the reason I never took up a job. Okay,
Okay.
so that clarity was really good for me at that point of time. Whereas I used to look to, other colleagues of mine and the peers in different IIT and other fraternity. So I found a disconnect between their purpose and their actions. So
Wow.
that is one of the things that I figured out, that there is an unemployment issue, and unemployment not just leads with degree or a particular skills. It's all about what you really want to do and are you prepared for it.
Hmm.
So fortunately, during my graduation, I have started a community across Pan IIT of jobs and internships. So that helped me understand further why even people from IIT faces issues with the jobs. So it
Hmm.
all came with the end need, which is a job or a startup or a research, right? So the end goal has to be really, really clear for people to pave their journey.
Wow.
So that's where I figured out there is a disconnect at the very early stages of their bachelor's or master's. Okay. Bachelor's, I was myself not aware of it because I landed up in a way, so I could not do much about it.
Right.
But when I was doing my PhD, I think 2 years, 2.5 years, I was there in India. I spent a lot of time in IIT Bombay and different other IITs doing my research, gotten an understanding of how education system is not yet updated with what needs to be done, and why career guidance and mentorship is really, really important. You know, so that's where I had a pretty good understanding of Indian students.
Uh-huh.
But then I was thinking maybe, I think in 2017 I had an opportunity to go to Australia. It was a crowdfunded trip. So I met more than 600 international students in Australia.
Mhm.
As an entrepreneurial instinct, I try to at least have 10 minutes or 5 minutes with each person and understand the value proposition, which I was trying to work upon. So majority of these students were from Southeast Asia and somewhere from Europe. And that's where I landed up with a value proposition that it is not just an Indian problem. It is a problem with many of the people who just opt a certain degree or a course. It is predominantly because of the reasons like peer pressure, the trend pressure, what kind of trends is going, should I do this or not,
Correct.
and then more towards biased guidance,
Hmm.
someone who is trying to push you towards a particular field, which was really, really shocking for me, you know.
Mhm.
And that's where when I came back to India, and then again I went for my PhD thing. So I was there in Australia again, after a year and a half.
Mhm.
And then I was seeing through, like, do I really want to do this PhD, or is there a bigger purpose that I look towards? Again, the end goal.
Okay.
My end goal was to create more happy careers. Whenever
Mhm.
a person used to get a job through my guidance, or get an internship or get a scholarship, it used to bring me more satisfaction and peace. So I thought maybe PhD is a smaller goal and there is something that is bigger out there.
Wow.
So immediately I did a research review with all the other students and all. Spoke to my co-founder. We were actually doing foreign admits, as a pilot, as a side hustle from a small time, and
Mhm.
that's where I discussed with my co-founder and I said, because this is something I would really want to do, and how can I make this bigger? So I
Okay.
came back from India, took a big decision. Coming from a Marwadi middle class family, it's always a big decision, to quit your funded PhD, and wherein you are having, let's say, $2,000-3,000 a month to
Right.
zero. And yeah, and then I was in the pre-final year to final year of my PhD. It would have taken maybe a year and a half. So it was really a bold decision that people talk about, but then it's all about the purpose.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those were
Awesome.
the main three problems, that I figured out: awareness, bias consultations, and lack of, proper structured guidance.
Mhm.
A good career consultant may can do, some good part, but then the reach of those individuals are really limited. So there is a potential problem that we can solve through technology. Being a big believer of technology, we started foreign admits that way. And
Awesome.
yeah, I
Awesome.
think since then it's been a decent experience as of now.
Awesome. What a roller coaster ride there, man. I mean, um, somebody who's got 26 jobs, right, job offers, and I see a lot of students, just scrambling to get one interview, and it's not their mistake, definitely not their mistake, because people have not guided them properly. They are just confused, and the problem that you're solving is exactly pointing towards that. When Nikhil can have 26 job offers, there could be a lot of other students who can have maybe 5 job offers, but the proper guidance needs to be done. I think that's where you're really, really adding a lot of value. So Nikhil, tell me about foreignadmits.com. How does it work? What it does, and how somebody, if somebody is looking at career counseling, if let's say, where does it start? Does it start after a student completes 12th standard, or where does it start? How does it work? What is all about
Sure.
foreign admits?
So we started definitely with our strengths, which was masters. We were both postgraduate students, me and my co-founder, and our whole team of mentors were postgraduates.
Okay.
So we started with masters somewhere who is studying, second year, third year, final year, and even working professionals. We have worked
Okay.
a lot with working professionals than just students.
Okay.
So that's one of the stages that we found out. Later on, we expanded to the root cause problems, which is K-12, like 10 to 12 is the stage where the kids really need more guidance, where there is a more scope of development into a different career.
Correct.
So those are the stages that we have expanded into. The basic offerings that we predominantly works about is mentorship. The company's core value is to be led by someone who has actually done it. That is
Right.
something I really am a big believer. So let's say I just given an analogy to many of my students. You want to learn off spin bowling, okay, in cricket. Would you go to a hockey coach and learn that? No,
Absolutely not.
right?
Yeah.
But that's what happening in Indian education system or even abroad education system. Someone who has not went abroad, not seen anything, is guiding you about 10, 20, 30 universities, and
Right.
students are blindly believing them and going them there, right? So that's where I felt I felt a little cheated as a customer. If I'm paying, if there's a huge career investment I'm making, it's not just my investment as a student, there's a family investment which goes to,
Absolutely.
and those were the things that are at big stake. And as we know, student loans is a really big issue. Education is anyway struggling lately because of the modernization of the era of the demand of skills, and that's where a wrong education choice can literally hamper the career and the family goals. So those were the things I was really concerned. So what we essentially do is uh, focusing on finding the right fit mentor. That's the
Mhm.
first thing. So if
Mhm.
someone from mechanical wanted to go to finance, that's one of the hottest field right now. So how do they structure their journey? So a person who may be from an engineering background and got into finance in a top B school or a top, college, and then getting into Wall Street would be a right guy to guide him. Okay,
Right.
rather than a person just from the next street and never been abroad. So
Right.
those were the kind of mentorship sessions that we allocate. Where a students comes, the first mentorship is definitely free to make them understand what value can we provide, because this is a very little new concept that
Hmm.
students are getting in this area. Once the student understands the value and there's a thing that we can guide along it, then we probably hook them into a system. Now at least we have a dashboard where a student can manage their whole journey. The
Okay.
foreign education or even Indian education, there is a journey that we understand, starting from career counseling, profile evaluation, where your profile stands for, what
Mhm.
kind of universities that you can choose, what kind of countries that you need to choose, what kind of courses you need to choose. Once you fix on that, then starts the application process, documents like SOPs, motivational essays, cover letters, resume, then your loan and scholarship process, what kind of scholarships you can apply to, then your loan, visa, forex, and all other student services. So it's a whole segregated step-by-step processes that is very uniquely and student-centric way we have designed. So any student will not get lost in the journey, because I myself, when I was doing my research, it takes months of time and I really get lost in what professor I was emailing and whom I have emailed. So there's a lot of errors that the student commit. So those are the error chances that we also reduce through our dashboard.
Okay.
And yes, so once this process gets onboarded, students are basically getting a dedicated mentor, and the journey becomes really, really smooth. And we just don't only stop in getting them a college. The main purpose of getting them a college is to get them a right fit career choice so that they can land up with their internships or jobs. So there's a particular wing in foreign admits which basically helps them to assist in part-time jobs, to help them
Okay.
be career ready also, so that they don't just get lost in a foreign land. They
Nice.
have us till the time they get established in their careers, and maybe they would come back and join foreign admits as a student mentor, as an
Nice.
international student, and help others. So it's a very sticky model that we have prepared.
Very nice. Very nice. I think your model is very, very different, very personalized actually, because I myself, I went to US for my MBA and my second master's and all of that. and there's no proper streamlined guidance. I think personalization and having a mentor to really understand what is to be done, how is to be done, is really really important. And I think that you guys are really bringing something awesome, because a lot of students are confused, a lot of students are troubled, and a lot of students in the course of time also lose money, which is really really sometimes for them, they come from very not so well to do families also. So tell me about that. What happens? You come across so many different students. What are the problems that they're facing when they are looking for studying abroad? What are the things that you really come across? What are the challenges that are existing right now in the system? You guys are already very unique, but what are those problems that you know uh, are happening on the ground? Because I can guess work some of them, I can do some guesses, but I think you're the right person to tell us what are those problems, and because viewers who are watching this could actually resonate to those problems. Right?
Yeah. So I personally have done more than 3,000 calls last year with each and
Wow.
every student. And
Wow.
this year I'm already passing more than 1,600 by May. So I keep a track of every call that I do with the students. And there have been a lot of categorization now I can at least talk about. So the number one issue that I see with the students is the myths or the regular trend based myths. You know, with what we see with the Indian engineering graduates, if you don't get a job, just do an MBA, you may end up getting a job. And people
Right.
spend, lakhs of rupees in doing an MBA. There's no purpose, there's no need, and you end up again taking another loan and you
Right.
struggle really badly.
Right.
Okay. And MBA grads are, a lot of MBA grads are not even well paid right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that purpose and understanding of why you need that particular degree is missed out. So I usually, this is a very genuine practice that I do. If any of the fresher is planning for the MBA, I really drill them through that why they need it, what's the purpose, and majority of the time it comes that my friend is doing it. Someone said do an MBA, get a better job. I would get a better job, and that's how I'm doing it. So that's one of the issues that I've seen. Second issue is more misguidance than guidance. A lot of students who come to us through our probably organic mediums and YouTube videos that we create, and they have a complaint like my local consultant is pushing me to X university. What should I do? Is it good or not?
Oh.
So when we do the analysis and then we find out there's a big commission model out there, so it's
Right.
more towards commission based guidance, and that's what I really hate as a student. I should have a freedom to understand and make my own decisions.
Correct.
And then a lot of students that come to us is basically at a very early stage they really don't know what they want to do in their careers.
Mm-hmm.
And even people like 5 to 7 years of experience also comes at the same time. So the second issue that I see basically is towards more misguidance than guidance. There's a lot of biased guidance because if students get frustrated, and
Mm-hmm.
ultimately a lot of students are wise enough, they understand where they are being pushed at, but there is a lot of another kind of students, they really don't know. They're going for the first time in their whole family, and their
Correct.
family are putting a lot of loan at the risk. And those are the students that really feel a lot of sympathy about that. They are the ones that really need guidance. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, these are the kinds of students that we have. And then a lot of aspiring students from a tier 2 college or tier 3 college, but really good profiles,
Mm-hmm.
but struggling to make their mark. They are lost in their careers not just because of their college, but also because of the that bridge that they are yet to cover from their college to their career. No one
Mm-hmm.
has guided them like how to cross that bridge and how
Right.
to be employable. So those are the things that we see, and we never ask a student to go for higher education. We never ask them upfront. We understand what is the pain point that they are having. If
Right.
the pain point is not exactly higher education, if it can be done at a lower end solution, maybe just a course or something, we
Right.
always guide them to get them a particular course, because not every student again is meant to go for abroad studies because of the cost,
Right.
because of the need also. So
Right.
those are the things that we essentially do. And yeah, so and then again there's another kind of student that we look at is the PR oriented students,
Ah.
going abroad, studying abroad, I'll stay abroad. So those are the very simpler set of students who understand that they want to go abroad, but then the usual misguidance that happens there, someone is planning to go for PR. Okay, Canada is the only option. Do I have
Okay.
any better option? or people who are more hit is actually the low cost education students. Someone
Okay.
who tries to think, okay, foreign education can be free, or there is a lot of scholarships. Yes,
Uh-huh.
there is a lot of scholarships. There is a good chance that you can end up, getting a full funded, masters or PhD just like us. But
Mhm.
then the whole pathway is not very easy. It takes
Okay.
9 to 11 months for a good profile to prepare for a good college and get a good scholarship. Again,
Mhm.
scholarships are limited, so they are usually being misguided, and the scholarships are easy, you just apply. And those are the things that we really struggle to make them understand, that no, it's not an easy path. To get a full funded thing, you really have to work hard. Your profile needs to be built that way, that the college feels that there's a funding that we can allocate. So all these kinds of students, we have our own different ways to work around. Some people are very easy to convince, they just
Mhm.
understand the things. Some people, we kind of, that's why I think we created a lot of international student videos to
Mhm.
share their journeys and experiences, so that these guys can understand how easy or difficult the pathway is. you know
Okay.
and these are the things that we on a day-to-day basis deal with.
Oh, nice. I think it's a wholesome experience for students that you're bringing to the table in terms of really not forcing them to go for a higher education, but really understanding the need. So, tell me about your milestones. How many students have you guys helped with? I see in your bio you put in a lot of students being mentored and helped in all of that. So Nikhil, tell us about the milestones of how much you guys have helped students with, how many people have been really impacted from collegeadmits.com, and also a follow-up question is, tell me about collegebharti.com. You have something called collegebharti.com also. So tell me about that as well.
Absolutely. So, you know, if I compound the whole number before even starting the venture and starting the venture, it's more than close to 50,000 students that I have done. Before
Wow.
starting the venture, there was been a bigger number that we have in the community. After starting the venture, if I go particularly with the numbers, we have impacted close to 12,000 students right now last year. And then
Okay.
I have personally spoken to more than 1,500, as I said, students this year.
Wow.
And we have sent we have like close to 60 paid customers, and
Mhm.
then more than 120 something are there on the pipeline. So 180 students will be serving this year
Okay.
abroad. And yeah, all of these students have been to top-notch universities, in at least in top 100 or top 50. Some have even been in top 20 also. So
Okay.
like Columbia, Duke, or Carnegie Mellon, UC Berkeley,
Wow.
all these top-notch universities. Many of the students, and I would say majority of our students, get scholarships. We
Wow.
really, really work hard as a student body to help them get some scholarships. That kind
Nice.
of eases the burden out of them. So yeah, these are the practical numbers, I think. And it's a very small team, so we usually don't take a lot of students, because our team size is of hardly 4 to 5 people.
Okay.
So we have
Okay.
very limited number of intakes that we can handle, and
Okay.
we really don't compromise with quality. If we can't help a student, we really say no, we
Okay.
can't help you at this point of time.
Okay.
So yeah, talking about College Bharti, it's something that started among COVID-19. And we know COVID-19 has given a lot of possibilities to different ventures.
Mhm.
So what we essentially saw in particular Indian context is the high school students with the bachelor students aiming for masters.
Mhm.
So there has been a lack of again guidance towards this, and we get a lot of student queries actually, that I want to go for IIM, I want to go for this B school, I want to go for this engineering college. Can you guide me how to go about it? What are the good engineering colleges in India? So I spoke to my team, hey, a platform is really good enough. Can we do something as a pivot, or maybe just an add-on
Mhm.
on admits, and do something for Indian students going for India? Because this
Okay.
is a very, very big market. Out of 36 crores students, only 8 lakh students go abroad. So
Okay.
it's predominantly nothing that goes abroad, right? So more 3.5 crore students, I think, yeah, 3.36 million. So yeah, 36 million students actually stays in India and studies for higher education. And more
Wow.
than 101 million students in India every year goes from 10 to 12.
Wow.
So what we essentially understood, there's a big market in India. which needs guidance, and we can solve their career at the very, very ground root level from the very early stage, that when they are actually looking to, make a mark in their career. The same problem I had getting into an IIT, but got a mining engineering. I never wanted mining. Then that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we really wanted to solve it, and that's where College Bharti comes in. College Bharti basically facilitates two things: getting student connected to their target college mentors and their field specific experts from different industries.
Okay.
And so let's say someone wanted to study mining engineering and become a mining engineer. I could be a right guy to person because I've graduated as a mining engineer, a
Right.
little bit of good experience in the industry and research as mining engineer. So I
Right.
can help them navigate through what are the other colleges in India that they can get into. Okay.
Right.
And then again, connecting them on a target university basis so that they can make their decision in a very, very conscious manner.
Right.
On the other side, where universities are basically stuck because of the social distancing to facilitate admissions, and
Okay.
students won't wait for their admissions.
Right.
So that's where we built a complete digital solution for
Hmm.
universities to facilitate the entire admission process through us,
Okay.
instead of having their own infrastructure built, instead of doing their own brand marketing and spending, lakhs of rupees in that. They can easily do it at a fraction of the cost. And it also builds that trust value for
Right.
students. They can come to a platform, they can get their profile evaluated, and they can apply to 10 universities in one go. Instead of
Wow.
filling the form 20 times or 30 times, they
Right.
can just fill the form once and then they can apply to 10 different universities in one
Right.
go. And universities actually, get closer to the students. you
Okay.
know you, like, if I'm sitting here, if I want to go to a university in South India, they are not able to connect to me. If I have
Hmm.
to write an email, the whole process is so lengthy that I
Correct.
may lose out on the interest.
Correct.
With our platform, there's a direct communication channel that the student and the university establishes. Whatever questions they have, they can just write to the admission officer, just like a chat, a WhatsApp
Okay.
message for a
Okay.
platform, and the
Okay.
admission officer can quickly respond to that. And
Nice.
that communication establishes the trust and gives the conversion for the universities. So we have already started working with three big private universities in India. We're trying to do pilots, and we are very much interested to help more and more, universities in India.
Wow, wow. I think that's really important considering what is happening at this point in time with COVID-19 and lockdown and all of that. I think the bridging the gap is something that you guys are doing at College Party. I think so that's really, really a good problem to solve as well, and a big market. Um, as you mentioned, more than 36 million students out
Yep.
there. So awesome. Um, how are you guys coping? COVID-19 is, put everyone in lockdown situation, everyone's stuck. How are you guys
Mhm.
working at Foreign Admits and at College Bharti? How are you guys really helping students during this time? Because, this is also a time when college exams, final years are kind of getting over April, May months, and then they're planning for their admissions in June, July, and all of that. So, how
Mhm.
is that, this COVID-19 situation out there, and how you guys, adding value there and
Yeah.
also coping?
Absolutely. I think COVID-19 is definitely a pandemic, but for startups in education space and few other sectors, it's a blessing in disguise actually, who are operating digitally. So foreign admits, to talk about the how we work, we've been working in this very futuristic environment of remote working from the very inception. Our whole team is completely decentralized. Our team members join in from US, Canada, Ireland, and different parts of India.
Okay.
So we have established a very, very strong and robust model of remote working, and the commitment level of each and every team member is really, really excellent. I
Nice.
really don't have to teach, and thanks to my co-founders who have built amazing business processes, and we built a very, very trustworthy system for any new person to quickly get, accommodated and accustomed to the remote working environment. So we were hardly affected because of COVID-19, actually. So
Okay.
And then talking about the students, yes, we have gotten a huge surge in the number of inquiries and even customer bases
Oh,
because
wow.
of COVID-19. Because students are very, very concerned about their master's plan, their
Right.
bachelor's plan, their MBA plans. A lot of students who have gotten admits, we have helped them to understand, evaluate, and even defer their admits. A lot of
Okay.
students who have gotten scholarships, we have helped them to understand and check the status and probably review the scholarship for the next year. So there has been a lot of queries that a student are facing, and a lot of students who are confused about 2020 or 2021. So those
Hmm.
are the queries that we get on a daily basis from students. And
Okay.
thanks to a mentors team, we have close to 250 plus mentors on our
Wow.
platform. So these are the mentors who also contribute to us in updating with the latest information, what's
Mhm.
happening in their universities and in their countries, so
Okay.
which gets directly updated to the students. So
Nice.
yeah, I think business has done good in terms of our client and customer acquisition. And then more towards information, we have generated a lot of information these days, because of the creation of awareness. As
Okay.
I said, our whole model was to fight unawareness,
Right.
and that's where we are working at to create more awareness. And COVID-19 creates a big opportunity for us to create more awareness for the students.
Nice.
And talking about College Bharati here, the whole team again, it's the team is working like a double shift right now, and it's really I would not want our team to really burn out. So we
Uh-huh.
really take a lot of fun sessions and daily meetups, and there's a lot of personal touch as
Right.
founders that we provide to every team members. And
Uh-huh.
there's one psychological thing that we adopt: we never call them employers. Those
Uh-huh.
are all team members,
Right.
and how we respect them is kind of paid us back. So we have got an amazing team as of now backing in College Bharati. It just started. There is a very small team for that, but then we are growing that way, getting a
Nice.
lot of good applications all across.
Nice. Nice. So what's the big picture, Nikhil? What is the big vision that you have for foreign admits, so college party?
Mhm.
What do you want to see college, foreign admits or college party happening in the next 5 to 10 years? What is that big vision?
So yeah, so the parent company is Edument.
Okay.
Edument basically talks about education and mentorship space.
Okay.
And when we talk about education, it starts from the root cause of learning. So there are different bigger plans that we have in the next 5 to 7 years, which would transform the Indian education, make it as globally recognized and standardized as per the entire global education. So that's
Wow.
where we are going ahead in near future, when there are new models going to come up, partnering with different schools and colleges and universities to facilitate more international education directly to the students. Then we are also coming very soon into the online education space. Online
Wow.
learning, I personally feel, is a big shift coming in future. We can't ignore that, and
Correct.
universities are also positively taking that particular space. What we're essentially trying to do, make online learning more valuable and more productive for recruiters, because that's where the acceptance among the recruiters have been really low towards online learning. And that's
Correct.
where we are trying to come up with very innovative frugal models
Mhm.
for developing and underdeveloped nations, because that's where the education needs to be going predominantly to make a global impact. So we are
Nice.
working on different models which would, we already have a representative in Nigeria. I'm really proud to say
Oh,
that,
wow.
who is helping a lot of Nigerian students. We are
Nice.
setting up a representative in Southeast Asia, also in different countries.
Nice.
So those are the people that really need a lot of guidance and mentorship. And online education, mentor assisted learning, those are the spaces that we'll be very soon venturing into. And yeah,
Okay.
the big vision is to solve the root cause of education, to make people take conscious choices,
Mhm.
and definitely solve the problem of unemployment. Because if unemployment can be solved, the whole nation building and
Right.
the educated nation vision can actually be achieved.
Nice, nice. Awesome. Awesome. I think you are somebody who is working at the root cause of, the unemployment rate that we have or that the world is having right now as well, right? Because education, right mentorship, right guidance, and at the end of the day, if any individual is happy in their career because they made the right choices, because somebody mentored them at the right time, is really, really, really important. So one last question, Nikhil. What message do you have for students who are watching this video? who would be aspiring students who are aspiring to go out abroad to study or even do an MBA or postgraduate or just any take up any engineering or not engineering any other faculty in India, anything about education. What is that one message that you would want to give
I think education is something that you guys can always have it, but getting a right kind of education needs right guidance. It's good to have an early career mentor for you and for anyone in life. If you're stuck, get mentored. Find a good mentor, get some guidance, find credible mentors, and get some guidance. Don't hesitate in taking mentorship, because 1 hour of time with your good mentor can actually transform your life. And
them?
trust me, this is the biggest gift that you can have in your life.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Thank you so much, Nikhil. Thanks for coming on Coffee with Kirti and helping us understand the education system as a whole, and what's going on out there, and enlightening us about especially the foreign admissions and all of that. Thank you so much for coming on Coffee with Kirti.
Thank you, Kirti, for hosting me, and I hope this makes some impact.
Definitely, definitely. It will be very, very, I think it will be very useful for a lot of students. Thanks so much, Nikhil. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.